If you've ever programmed before, you've seen the if-else statement. It executes a block of code if a certain condition that you specified evaluates to true. If it's not true, if a specified condition is false, then the if statement will skip the code. This is very important. An if statement runs or skips code based on its conditional statement. You never want to run code in a top-down approach. Some code should only be run based on existing conditions. Otherwise, it should be skipped. Let's have a look at an example. Remember this dictionary we had earlier? We used it to identify the price of each grocery item. We also talked about the membership operator in, and how it can check if something is inside of a dictionary or not. So what we'll do is we'll declare a string item. For now, it will just be Brussels sprouts. And now we'll check if item in grocery items. If the item is inside of our dictionary, then we want to execute some code. For now, I'll just print found the item. There's one thing here that's very important and that I want to point out, and that is the indentation. In most programming languages, indentation is just a way for your code to look more readable. In Python, however, instead of using brackets to indicate scope, indentation is required to indicate what block of code a statement belongs to. In this case, the print logic, because it's indented in such a way, it belongs to this if statement. Notice how when we press enter after the if statement, it creates that indentation for us. In summary, much of your code's logic will depend on white space, so be careful how you indent your code. If we were to run this code, nothing gets called. Why? Well, the item is not inside of our dictionary. We don't have Brussels sprouts in there. This if statement evaluated to false, and it skipped this block of code. Although we need to let the user know if it skipped it or not. So we'll add an else statement, such that if this if statement evaluates to false, this code is skipped, and the code belonging to the else statement will then get called. In else, we'll print could not find the item. And there you have it. We can actually take this one step further, such that in the else statement, if the item does not exist in our dictionary, which it doesn't, we'll update our dictionary to have the item. That is, grocery items dot update, and we'll add a new key value pair. To do that, make sure to write your curly braces to indicate it as a part of the dictionary. The item that's passed in is going to be the key, so Brussels sprouts, and we'll give it a default price of $2.99. We're not too concerned with the price at the moment. And right after updating the item, we'll print just added the item. Here is the updated grocery list. And we'll pass in our grocery items dictionary. Run the code, and it works out as expected. The item at first is not in the dictionary. This if statement evaluates to false, so its block of code is skipped. The else statement then gets called, adds that item to our dictionary, and prints out the following statement. What I want you to take away from this video is not so much dictionaries, but conditional statements, and how they are used to manage the control flow of your code. In the next video, we'll take this one more step further and talk about elif statements.